3 days had passed since Ojin used the dragon's cursed eye on Hyun. After finishing his early morning training, he returned home. The first thing he saw was smoke filling the kitchen. Hyun stood in the cramped kitchen wearing an apron. What she was doing could not be called cooking. It looked closer to alchemy. Ojin stared at the burnt remains in the frying pan. He asked her what she was doing. Startled, Hyun tried to brush it off. Ojin opened the windows and looked at the blackened meat. It was the first time he had ever seen her cook. She admitted she had used her stigma because the stove was too weak. Ojin immediately understood the problem. Her curse was gone, but her body had not fully recovered yet. As Hyun turned her head away, Ojin noticed her left eye. He asked if it was okay. She explained she could see clearly, even better when focusing on it. Vega appeared beside them. She explained it was not a side effect, but a blessing. The stigma of Draco and the dragon's power had merged. It created the dragon eye. Hyun examined her reflection. Aside from clearer vision, it felt no different. Vega explained she simply wasn't used to its power yet. Once her stigma recovers, its true ability will awaken. Hyun decided to focus on rehabilitation training. Ojin told her not to overdo it. She teased him and promised to recover quickly so she could support him. She asked about the money he spent. Ojin said he could earn it back. There was no rush. These words made her heart flutter. She questioned why he bought the relic at the buyout price. Ojin answered calmly. He did not want to risk losing it. Certainty mattered more than money. Vega commented that Ojin truly cherished Hyun. She asked why he protected her for so long. Ojin corrected her. Hyun had protected everyone first. Vega teased him and noted something important. This was the first time she had seen him smile honestly. She asked if he failed to save Hyun in his past life. Ojin admitted he probably did. He didn't know the details of the first round, but this time was different. He had changed destiny. Ojin asked Vega for help. She agreed immediately. Holding her gently, he spoke. A few hours a day were not enough. He told her he wanted to be with her all the time, 24 hours.
Ojin informed team leader Han that he would be unavailable for a while. He planned to focus on personal training. Team leader Han sounded surprised. He asked how long the training would last. Ojin answered, 3 months. The world's attention was focused on Korea. Foreign and domestic guilds were desperate to meet the North Star's apostle. Ojin chose to disappear for now. He knew goodwill did not exist without intent. He needed more strength before facing them. Ojin asked team leader Han to reject all meeting requests. Han agreed and supported the decision. Ojin made one more request. He asked Han to send a message to the Starlight Lake Guild. He stated he was offended by an awakener named Choi Chung-chul. The details about Hun were deliberately omitted. Team leader Han expressed displeasure. He promised to handle the matter himself. Ojin left the matter to him. Then Han asked where he planned to train. Ojin answered with one word: Sanctum, the celestial motherland of gods, a place where celestials resided. Ojin arrived at the Star of the Weaver Girl's sanctuary. Vega questioned his meaning of staying together. Ojin smiled and said this place was perfect. Inside the sanctum, restrictions were weaker. Vega could remain materialized at all times. Vega asked about Hun. Ojin said she was not a child. She needed time for her own recovery as well. They would not be apart completely. They could meet freely. Vega looked satisfied. She asked what skill he wanted to learn first. Ojin refused verbal teaching. He could not understand abstract explanations. He wanted something else. He asked Vega to spar him directly. Vega immediately refused. The gap between them was absolute. Even controlled, it would be meaningless. Vega paused. Then she proposed another method. She decided to use her star spirit. A silver wolf emerged from the light. It bowed politely. Its name was Riak. Riak noticed Ojin and became alert. He questioned why a human was present. Ojin greeted Riak casually. Riak reacted with hostility. Vega explained Ojin's identity. He was the heaven-defying star. Riak realized the future had once ended. Guilt overwhelmed him. Vega told Riak this was why Ojin had returned, to prevent that future. Reluctantly, Riak accepted Vega's order. His body transformed into a towering werewolf. The difference in strength was overwhelming. Ojin raised his spear regardless. The spar began. Ojin was defeated in 3 seconds.
2 months had passed inside the sanctum. Ojin continued sparring with Riak every day. Riak moved like a flash. Riak rushed toward him with overwhelming speed. Ojin used Thunderfall. It was stronger than before. Riak caught Ojin anyway. He called the attack weak. Ojin was thrown violently across the sanctuary. Pain shook his entire body. Hyun appeared beside him, laughing. Ojin clicked his tongue. Even after 2 months, he could not last a minute. Vega asked Riak for his evaluation. Riak admitted Ojin had talent, but refused to acknowledge him as special. Vega smiled calmly. She said that time would reveal the truth.
The difference in physical strength was overwhelming, leaving Ojin with no room to resist. Riak acknowledged Ojin's courage, but nothing more. Courage without strength was meaningless. As Ojin was pulled in, Riak swung his claws, thick killing intent packed into the strike, an attack meant to tear a human body apart. At the last moment, Ojin released the wire and slid forward using the momentum. His spear swept low toward Riak's legs in a desperate counterattack. Riak calmly grasped the wire and leapt upward. The spear cut through empty air. Ojin realized instantly his gamble had failed. Against an opponent like Riak, failure meant death. Riak's kick landed without mercy. Ojin's body bent violently as he was launched backward. His intestines screamed in pain, his crushed spine digging into his flesh as blood surged up his throat. As consciousness slipped away, silver light descended. His body rewound as if time itself had reversed, wounds closing, but the pain remained etched into his mind. Ojin gasped for breath, clutching his chest as his legs shook violently. His body refused to move, yet he clenched his teeth and forced himself upright through sheer will. Riak crossed his arms and mocked him, questioning whether this was the real combat Ojin had desired. Before Riak could finish speaking, Ojin roared and sprinted forward once more. Blue sparks wrapped around his fallen spear, lifting it into the air as he seized it mid-charge. Their weapons clashed repeatedly. Riak blocked with ease, but his eyes gleamed with interest. Ojin was no longer fighting with reason, only instinct guided his movements. Suddenly, lightning erupted beneath Riak. He stepped back unconsciously, eyes widening. Something was wrong. Ojin hadn't gotten faster or stronger, yet he was becoming harder to handle. After countless deaths, Ojin laughed weakly. If Lyra alone wasn't enough, he would add another. The stigma of Lyra resonated with the Owl Nebula, and lightning feathers burst into existence, slicing into Riak's silver fur. Shivers ran down Riak's spine. His silver fur stood on edge from a creeping sense of dread. No matter how many times he replayed it in his mind, it made no sense. The sight defied reason. Dragging his spear across the ground, Ojin stepped forward. His head burned, his legs shook, but he refused to stop. Each step was forced through sheer will. Riak stepped back without realizing it. He was being overwhelmed by a fragile human he could have crushed with a single finger. This wasn't simply outstanding will. It wasn't conviction. It was madness. Pure madness that transcended fear and logic. Every instinct warned Riak to flee, but he forced his body to move. Ignoring the alarms screaming in his head, he raised his fist towards the wobbling human. Before he could strike, the silver light vanished. Both Ojin and Riak froze and turned toward Vega, who glared at them with furious eyes. Riak immediately bowed in apology. Ojin followed, admitting he had gotten carried away. Vega sighed, scolding both of them for their recklessness. She pinched Ojin's cheek and demanded a promise. After a brief pause, Ojin locked pinkies with her and agreed to be careful. Hun angrily pulled Ojin's ear and scolded him harshly. Her anger was obvious, but so was her worry. Vega turned to Riak and asked if he finally understood. Riak nodded slowly. He had seen Ojin's growth, talent, and the terrifying madness that allowed him to rise up again and again.
After 3 months of enclosed training, the first place Ojin headed to was the association. Whispers spread the moment he appeared. Some recognized him as the Lightning Wolf, while others murmured rumors that he had died inside a gate. Ignoring the noise, he walked straight into the headquarters building. The moment Ojin stepped in, the man sprang to his feet in shock. Han laughed and corrected him. He was no longer a team leader. The business card he handed over read General Manager of Disaster Countermeasure Headquarters. His promotion, he said, was thanks to Ojin. With laughter and casual conversation, the two left the association together. Han suggested lunch, and Ojin gladly accepted the free meal. They arrived at a high-end Hanwoo restaurant. The moment Ojin read the signboard, his eyes shone. Expensive food for free made his heart race. When told to order freely, Ojin did exactly that, pointing across nearly the entire menu. Han's shoulders trembled as he stared at the order in disbelief, while Ojin smiled brightly. As meat sizzled on the grill, Han asked about Ojin's training. Ojin answered calmly. He had reached 4-star. Han froze in disbelief, unable to process the speed of his growth. The conversation turned grim. Han explained that a gate break had occurred near Sockcho, and demon beasts, not normal monsters, had overrun the area. Their numbers were estimated to exceed 1,000. Ojin considered the situation. A subjection force had been formed, and the rewards were generous. Experience, money, and testing his strength and stigma, there was no reason to refuse. Since the strategy meeting would be held in Sockcho, Han offered Ojin a car provided by the association. Ojin accepted without hesitation, deciding he would simply learn how to drive. After parting ways, Ojin returned to his old, worn apartment. Despite the time away, the building stirred no sentimentality in him. On the rooftop at sunset, he found Hyun training. Crimson flames poured from her hands as she focused deeply, her movements sharp and controlled. Watching silently, Ojin realized how powerful she really was. Even so, he could tell she hadn't fully recovered yet. Hyun noticed him and hurriedly extinguished the flames, embarrassed that he had been watching. She scolded him lightly, though her face reddened. Ojin mentioned the Hanwoo meal, earning an angry reaction from Hyun. Laughing, he explained his plans to join the Sockcho subjection force. Without hesitation, Hyun insisted on joining him. Though not fully recovered, she argued that real combat would help her condition more than resting. After a moment's thought, Ojin agreed. This would be their first time moving together, not as civilians, but as fellow awakeners. After walking for several minutes, the ruined skyline of Sockcho came into view. Smoke rose across the city, confirming the rumors were true. With civilians already evacuated, demon beasts had taken over the city center. Ojin and Hun exchanged brief thoughts before moving forward. As they approached, nearly 200 awakeners came into view. Reporters crowded around guilds, filming and asking questions. The moment Ojin appeared, the reporters swarmed him. Cameras flashed relentlessly as they shouted questions at the Lightning Wolf. After listening briefly, Ojin snapped at them, questioning why interviews mattered when civilians might still be unaccounted for. He pushed past them without hesitation.
The registration area announced 3-man teams. With only the two of them, Oh-jin and Hoon filled out the application form. A young man carrying a massive shield approached them. With a bright smile, he introduced himself as Park Chang-hyun, an apostle of Taurus. The three exchanged brief introductions. Chang-hyun's balanced role made him an ideal teammate, and the party was quickly formed. Just as they were about to move, a blonde youth stepped forward aggressively, loudly demanding Oh-jin remember him.
Oh-jin frowned as he looked at the 3 men standing together. Besides Choi Jung-chul and Park Jung-woo, a bald man with a scorpion tattoo stood with them. It was obvious they hadn't met by coincidence. Oh-jin narrowed his eyes. The scorpion tattoo was a mark shared by Pandinas guild members. Then he noticed it, an identical tattoo on Choi Jung-chul's nape. In that instant, the situation became clear. Being expelled from Starlight Lake and joining Pandinas explained everything. Why Choi Jung-chul stood here and why he was with Jung-woo. Choi Jung-chul smiled thinly, asking why Oh-jin was silent during their reunion. Oh-jin replied casually, saying he was only surprised Jung-chul had moved to Pandinas. Jung-chul's expression twisted. He reminded Oh-jin of the promise he had made back then. Oh-jin admitted it plainly. He had lied. Jung-chul trembled as he recalled losing everything: his guild, his money, his relics, and his starstones. Oh-jin responded with indifference, offering empty sympathy. Jung-chul laughed and said he had found a better place thanks to Oh-jin. He spoke proudly of Aquarius being valuable anywhere and hinted that he possessed more than that now. Oh-jin dismissed him without any curiosity and told him to leave if he was finished. Jung-woo exploded in anger, demanding blood on the spot. Jung-chul stopped him with a hand on his shoulder, telling him to calm down. With a mocking laugh, Jung-chul said Oh-jin would soon see something amusing and turned away. Just before leaving, Jung-chul turned toward Hun, calling her by name. He complimented her eye patch while openly eyeing her body with filthy intent. Hun reacted with pure disgust, as if she had seen something revolting. Annoyed, Hun urged him to move on and hunt demon beasts for bounties. Oh-jin followed, eyes fixed on the city drowned in gray smoke. From the ruins, a demon beast lunged forward, humanoid above, serpent below. Park Chung-hyun stepped in front, blocking the attack with his shield as the impact rattled his body. Using the opening, Oh-jin shot upward and descended with a lightning-wrapped spear. The beast was wounded but survived, thrashing wildly as it tried to escape. Hun seized the chance, setting the demon beast ablaze and forcing it to flee. Oh-jin intercepted, binding it with wires and finishing it with lightning. The battle ended cleanly. Despite the difficulty, their party balance proved effective. Yet something felt wrong. Every demon beast they fought tried to flee in the same direction. Before he could dwell on it, a terrified scream echoed through the ruins. Oh-jin immediately rushed towards it, already sensing who it was. Park Chung-woo lay on the ground, chest torn open and blood pouring out. Oh-jin rushed to him, shaking him violently as Jung-woo coughed up blood. Ignoring reason, Oh-jin kept shaking him, yelling desperately for him to stay conscious. Park Chung-hyun arrived just in time to witness Jung-woo's lifeless body collapse. Oh-jin slowly turned, his face drained of color. The body beneath him had gone completely cold.
Park Chang-hyun stared at Park Jung-woo's body. A deep scar split his chest. Even though deaths among awakeners were common, seeing such a brutal end left a weight in his chest. Oh-jin closed Jung-woo's eyes, acknowledging they couldn't retrieve the corpse properly. Black clouds silently crept toward Jung-woo's left chest. Oh-jin glanced around, relieved that the black curtain concealed everything. Oh-jin observed the absorption calmly. The black heaven converged, absorbing the stigma of Scorpio without anyone noticing. Scorpio, an assassin-type stigma that enhanced dexterity and poisons. It wasn't Lyra, but it was worth adding. Oh-jin offered a short prayer. Chang-hyun followed. Hun turned away. They moved on, the mood noticeably heavier than before. Another demon beast attacked, this one with mantis-like arms and wings. Chang-hyun slammed his hammer down, shockwaves burying the beast into the ground. Hun rushed in, trapping it in a net of crimson flames. Oh-jin followed, lightning finishing the wounded demon beast.
Yet, even injured, it tried to flee straight toward the city center. Ojin stopped Hun from finishing it immediately, watching closely. The beast slowed, twisting its body as if waiting for them to follow. Confirming his suspicion, Ojin put it down with a precise strike. Hun and Ojin exchanged serious looks. They spoke quietly. The pattern was obvious now. This was bait. Demon beasts shouldn't have this level of coordination. Unease crawled over his skin. Chang Hyun couldn't grasp it, unaware how carefully they were being led. Ojin turned back toward Chang Hyun. He decided it was too dangerous to continue toward the center. Chang Hyun questioned retreating, but Ojin proposed clearing the edges of the city instead. The logic made sense. Chang Hyun agreed. Before leaving, Hun grabbed Ojin's sleeve worriedly. She warned him to retreat immediately if things went wrong. They made a promise. He would return unharmed. Ojin departed alone, leaping across buildings with ease. Activating hunting dogs, he traced Choi Chung-chul's scent. At the city center, Choi Chung-chul stood smiling, surrounded by obedient demon beasts. They responded to his touch like trained animals. The black marble in his palm radiated ominous power. After losing everything, Chung-chul had met a man who offered him power for obedience. The relic allowed control over demon beasts far more than it appeared. Chung-chul commanded the demon beasts to lure awakeners inward. The bald man spoke nervously beside Chung-chul. Chung-chul dismissed the concern coldly. He explained a sacrifice was necessary to avoid suspicion. He waved dismissively. He claimed Jung-woo had been left alive, wounded but safe. Minutes later, the bald man returned, breathless and pale. Annoyed, Chung-chul asked who had died. The answer shattered his confidence. Jung-woo was dead.
Ojin let out a slow breath and organized his thoughts before moving. He focused on Choi Jung-chul's scent and began tracking it. Choi Jung-chul was a 6-star awakener of Aquarius, an influential figure even within the Starlight Lake Guild. A 2-star difference meant an overwhelming gap in physical ability. Even so, Ojin believed he could win. Not just win, he was certain he could crush him. Still, he refused to lower his guard. That confidence meant Chung-chul was hiding something. To prepare for that unknown trump card, he called Vega. Vega emerged in radiant starlight. She reminded him he promised not to summon her. Ojin told her there was another enemy, Choi Jung-chul. When Ojin revealed Chung-chul's crimes, Vega's expression twisted in fury. He explained that Chung-chul was already evil even before the future. Vega hesitated, troubled by the idea of punishment before proof. Ojin decided he would create the evidence later. For now, Vega's acceptance was enough. With Vega riding along, Ojin launched himself forward. He chased the scent across the ruined city. Soon, he spotted Choi Jung-chul waiting calmly amid destruction. Ojin resisted the urge to ambush him. Instead, he landed openly beside him. Chung-chul reacted in surprise. Ojin pointed spear forward. He accused him directly without hesitation. Chung-chul's composure cracked. Before Chung-chul could deny anything, Vega exploded in rage. Terrifying, divine pressure crushed the surroundings. Ojin, panicking, shouting. Vega admitted she had doubted him and apologized. Ojin realized something was wrong. Chung-chul was shaken by Vega's power. Jealousy and resentment consumed him. Then he revealed the black marble. Dark energy exploded outward. He declared himself chosen by the Black Star. Dozens of demon beasts answered his call. Ojin found himself encircled. This had gone far beyond his expectations. Black Star organization, demon beast control, too many variables. All he could think was, what the hell is this situation?
He entrusted everything to Vega. Her blessing flooded him with radiant power. A single swing erased multiple demon beasts instantly. Creating lightning without a medium felt absurdly easy. He threw his spear with full force. A storm of lightning consumed everything nearby. Zheng Chul stared in disbelief. Madness overtook him as he screamed orders. Without hesitation, he killed his own subordinate. Ojin watched with a frown. Something was clearly wrong with him. Dark energy enveloped Zheng Chul. The Black Star's power was consuming him. More demon beasts pouring in. The number of monsters continued to increase. Suddenly, fire erased them all. Ojin turned in surprise. He knew that power. Hyun stared at his bleeding shoulder. He had broken his promise. The Black Star relic hadn't just empowered him, it had rewritten him. Hyun moved forward without hesitation. Her jaw tightened when she saw his injury. "Don't move," she said quietly. Even exhausted, her flames responded to her will. Ojin lowered his stance. Ojin stepped forward decisively. He moved. Hyun glanced at him in alarm. "Hyun," he said calmly, "cover me." She didn't ask questions. Walls of flame forcing demon beasts back. The surrounding monsters hesitated, blocked by fire. Ojin sprinted straight at the transformed Zheng Chul. Ojin activated Hunting Dog's stigma. Every movement, every twitch, he read them all. Close-up of Ojin's focused eyes. The scent was wrong, unstable. That meant the core hadn't settled yet. Ojin launched himself into the air. Wire shooter anchored into debris. His body twisted mid-air, momentum tightening into a single line. Ojin aiming at the chest, not the head, not the limbs. Ojin recalling Black Heaven absorption. The core, there, where the relic had fused. Ojin thrust the spear forward. He struck. The spear sank deep, resistance tearing through his arms. The mutated Zheng Chul screamed in confusion. Cracks of black energy erupted outward. Hyun reinforced flames to hold the perimeter. Ojin staggered back, pulling the spear free. The massive body began to fold in on itself. The black energy unraveled as it tore apart. Ojin shielded his eyes. The pressure vanished. The battlefield slowly fell silent. The screeches of demon beasts were gone, replaced by an eerie calm. What used to be Choi Zheng Chul no longer resembled a human or even a beast, just fragments, ash, and the lingering stench of burnt mana. Ojin lay flat on the ground, chest rising shallowly. Every muscle screamed, every bone ached. The violent lightning that once wrapped him dissipated completely. What remained was exhaustion so deep it blurred his vision. Hyun kneeled beside him. She pushed his messy hair aside and checked his breathing. Only then did her shoulders relax. "You really are unbelievable," she muttered. Her voice trembled despite the joke. Ojin gave a faint grin. "I told you I'm fine." Hyun blared down at him angrily. "You look like you were run over by a truck repeatedly." Hyun let out a long breath and sat down beside him. Only then did the fear she had been holding back finally leak out. "Don't scare me like that again." For a moment, Ojin didn't answer. He was too tired to lie properly. Ojin reopened his eyes, calmer now. "I'll try," he said quietly. Behind them, the city was finally beginning to breathe again.
A week had passed since the demon beast subjugation operation ended. Ojin stayed indoors under the excuse of recovery, rarely stepping outside. News of the incident had spread across all Korea. The appearance of demon beasts that could turn humans into demon beasts shook the world. At the center of it all was one name, the Lightning Wolf, Ojin. Ojin he knew better than anyone. The 7 stars were not his destination. What he was aiming for lay far beyond them, a realm even celestials could not reach. To reach that place, deception and patience were necessary, for now. Ojin headed for the sanctuary. The moment he arrived, silver light flooded the space. Vega rushed towards him in panic, barely maintaining her form. Questions poured out of her non-stop. She inspected him as if afraid he might vanish. Ojin explained what happened. He omitted only what absolutely needed to stay hidden. Her focus returned to the real threat, the Black Star organization and the Apostles of Scorpio. Evidence didn't exist yet. That didn't mean it couldn't. Creating what didn't exist was his specialty. After all, scamming wasn't just something he could do, it was his profession. And the Pandinus Guild had made one fatal mistake. They had tried to deceive a regressor. After exiting the sanctum, Ojin returned home. He reviewed everything he had learned. The black vapor Hyun destroyed remained unexplained. Whatever it was, it had vanished completely. He shifted focus to what he'd gained: 3 skills. Exceed was not something to test lightly. Vega's warning echoed clearly. Transformation worked exactly as expected. Face, body, voice, everything could be altered. For someone like him, it was the perfect skill. Water affinity, however, was troublesome. The water required was absurd. Healing even small wounds required massive amounts. Potions were still more practical in combat. Still, it wasn't useless. And now, he dialed General Manager Han. "You've woken up? There's something I need to request." Ojin spoke in a heavy tone. "I have decisive evidence connecting Choi Chung-chul to the Pandinus Guild." Silence followed, then shock. Preparations moved fast. Before entering, Ojin met his bodyguard, the Hound of the Association. The hall erupted with questions. He bowed slightly. "I won't take personal questions today." Murmurs filled the hall. Choi Chung-chul was not affiliated with the Starlight Lake Guild. Then, mid-sentence, Ojin collapsed, blood pouring from his lips. Chaos erupted as Choi Woo-jin reached him. He stiffened. "Poison." "Block the entrance," Choi Woo-jin ordered. His gaze turned icy.
The reporters shook violently. Most of them were ordinary people, completely unable to endure the pressure of the Hound, one of the association's top 3. "Using my authority as a special officer, I will conduct an emergency investigation." Choi Woo-jin raised his license for all to see. His sharp gaze swept through the room. A few awakeners were mixed in, but only 2 to 3 stars at most. If an awakener capable of deceiving my senses were here, he shook his head. With the stigma of the hunting dogs active, that was impossible. From the moment he met Ojin, even before entering the press conference, his senses had been fully activated. No sneak attack, no food or drink consumed. Only one conclusion remained. He was already poisoned before meeting me. He leaned down toward the blood on the floor. The stigma on his chest flared. His senses exploded outward. Hundreds of kilometers of sense flooded his nose. Among them, faint traces of mana. As expected, it wasn't Lyra's mana. "I'll leave this place to you. There's something else I need to investigate." The trail led to the car Ojin had exited.
He exhaled slowly. There's no time. Beast movement. Blue light burst forth. He shot forward like a bullet. 20 minutes later, he stopped. This is where the lightning wolf lives? The place was barely distinguishable from slums. He found it, the spot where mana traces thickened. He was attacked here, a location with no CCTV, perfect for assassination. Then why wait? Why not kill him while he was unconscious? A name surfaced, Sung Hoon, 7-star awakener, Draco. They waited because of her. The trail led deeper. An eco bag lay discarded. Green liquid stained its edge. The smell matched Ojin's blood. They bumped into him, poisoned through the bag. No more mana, no footprints, gone. He touched the liquid carefully, analyzed its mana. His eyes hardened. Scorpion. There's no longer any doubt. The culprit is the Pandinus Guild. Uido, intensive care unit. Ojin slowly opened his eyes. Fuck, that hurt. The screen was flooded with headlines, accusations, suspicion, rage. The public had already chosen their enemy. Checkmate. Now he only had to wait. You really shouldn't scam in front of me. Like he said, it was an unlosable game.
Until next time, please subscribe and like the video for more upcoming updates.